the countdown. I don't. All right, here we are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 13, Beyond the Scoreboard. I'm Jackson with my co-host this week, Garrett. Aiden was unable to join us due to other commitments that he had, but we are here and we are ready to rock and roll.
Yes, we are.
Well, it was a big week in all of sports. We missed last week. With it being Christmas and just the holiday season, we decided we could take a week off. It was a week off for us, week off for everybody, and just a week to spend with our families and everything. But here we are, and now it's time to run through in the NFL week 17. The big week. A lot happened this week.
Yes, definitely a lot happened.
Christmas Day games. Chiefs take care of the Steelers 29-10. This game was pretty much over when it started.
Yep.
Chiefs were able to clinch the AFC number one seed, which was the big story of that game. Ravens take care of the Texans 31-2.
But
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I was not expecting that, honestly.
I didn't either. I was kind of banking on the Texans to win. The Baltimore Ravens had been so up and down. I'm like, okay, this might be interesting. And no.
No, the Ravens actually come together. Yeah.
So
Defense
it'll
looked
be
pretty good.
interesting to see how this catapults Baltimore going into postseason and how it might do the opposite for Houston.
Well, and I was going to say, are we talking about a two-time MVP, maybe? I don't know.
We'll get that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Scrolling on down, Seahawks take care of Chicago 6-3. A very, 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 very ugly game.
Yes.
It was a terrible game.
It was interesting to watch, but it was
It was
by
interesting.
a standpoint of looking at stats now.
Chicago does what Chicago does and had some very questionable coaching decisions in the game, which led to
Pete Carroll.
see, yes, and that's something I also want to talk about later.
Yeah, that's who I'm rooting for. Yep.
Saturday games, Chargers take care of the Patriots 40-7. Justin Herbert and the Chargers are getting right at the right time. Lad McConkey is looking fantastic. This is a team that I would be scared to play in the playoffs.
Yes. He's the fastest quarterback to 20,000, I think is what it is now. He just passed Peyton or something, or I think. He's the fastest now. It's crazy, man. The guy's got an arm, and who's he been throwing the ball to? I mean, yes, Keenan Allen at one point, but they weren't. It's crazy.
Cincinnati takes care of Denver this week in a very interesting ending to this one. Yeah. Broncos had the ball twice in overtime and couldn't do anything either time. And I don't know. For me,
it was weird.
Actually, we'll break down that game a little bit later. There was a very questionable thing that happened in that game that I want to hear your opinion on. Rams take care of the Cardinals 13-9 off of a game-sealing interception in the red zone. Bills absolutely destroy the Jets to the point that Aaron Rodgers gets benched for Tyrod Taylor. And Tyrod Taylor comes in and throws 2 touchdown passes in junk time. Yep. The very interesting thing about this game, Mitchell Trubisky had more fantasy points than Aaron Rodgers did, and Mitchell Trubisky threw 1 pass.
Dude, Aaron Rodgers is done, I think, in New York.
I agree. Raiders take care of the Saints 25-10. Aiden O'Connell looked pretty solid. One goes for 20 for 35, 242, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they looked pretty good, actually. They had a good unit.
And here is the rather shocker of the week. Giants beat the Colts by 12, which is shocking on all sorts of levels. One, Giants just gave up the number 1 draft pick, and I don't think they'll get it back.
I don't think so either now. Drew Lock, but yeah, I know. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. I get
Yeah,
it. It's
I'm
elite,
not
but
sure what that all was about.
they're trying too hard
Buccaneers,
in my eyes.
yeah, I agreed. Tampa Bay takes care of Carolina 48-14 in Tampa Bay. Jacksonville beats Tennessee 20-13.
Yeah.
Miami takes care of Cleveland 20-3. Cleveland was really never in this one for very long.
Yep.
Vikings take care of the Packers 27-25. Vikings seemed like they had wrapped the game up. They were up 27-10, and all of a sudden, here came the Packers.
Yep.
And
It
last
got
night,
very
what a
interesting.
fun game.
Oh yes, yes it was.
Jaden Daniels is wow.
Yeah, he has definitely got to be the rookie of the year, man. He's got to be. He has to be. It to me, it looks like on paper he would have to be. He's been winning games for them, that's for sure.
Jarrett, I would 100% agree that the Vikings are legit.
Yeah.
The Vikings, to me, I have said since like week 4 that,
Mhm.
okay, they're going to fall off. Okay, they're going to fall off. When's it going to
Week after
happen?
week.
It hasn't. It's
I know.
it's crazy to
I'm
me.
pretty surprised.
It's crazy to me to look at the team with the longest win streak and the team with the longest losing streak are both from the same division.
Yeah.
Vikings in Chicago. Yay! Go Bears! Go Bears!
I just
All
hope they
right.
get a coach for once. That's what I'm hoping.
Yes.
They've got everything in their shoulder there, dude.
Okay. Let's hop in to this Broncos Bengals. My question for Sean Payton:
Mm-hmm.
wh- I
Yeah.
why don't you go for 2 at the end of the fourth quarter? I understand you want to send it to overtime. You think you have a chance to win it in overtime. You have to look at the offense you're facing.
Yeah. Yep.
You know Joe
That
Burrow is going to do what Joe Burrow does. You know he's got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. T. Higgins has already had 2 touchdowns on you in that game.
yeah. Been balling on you all game.
Why would you want them to have another chance?
He must have just believed in his defense at that point in time. Like
I,
maybe he thought he was rallying. I don't get it.
I don't know. To me, I would have taken Bo Nix, rolled him to his right, put a guy out in the flat, and give him the choice. Make the corner and the linebacker make a decision. Are they going to cover him or are they going to watch the
Gotta take one.
quarterback? They're going to cover him, let Bo Nix walk it into the end zone.
Yep. Yep. That's what I said right before it happened. I said, well, this is a go for 2. And you see him go, like, what?
Yeah,
What are we doing?
mind boggling.
Yeah.
Aiden has
It
joined
was a
us.
good game.
Hello, Aiden. Uh, I, I mean, man, it's it's a hard situation to be in. You're towards the end of the game. You're trying to clinch a playoff spot.
Yep.
So, yeah, the chances of getting a 2-point conversion aren't high. Then again, winning in overtime against a very powerful offense, that's not very high either.
Exactly. You got to take risks and chances. I mean, you have to in certain times, and that was a time I thought you should.
But maybe that's why I'm not an NFL head coach. So
Yep. Yep.
I don't get paid the big bucks to do that. Um, Looking through here, this Giants Colts game was fun. If you're not a Colts fan,
Yeah. Drew Lock
Joe
scored 5
Flacco
touchdowns.
got the start. Um, so is it time for Indy to move on from AR?
You can't.
I
Not yet.
I don't think you can either because of his age, but at the same time, how long can you go on with this with him sitting out for these little injuries? How long can you do this for?
And they have a good head coach. I mean, he is a good coach. That's why I don't understand it. You put Flacco in, you see an offense, you don't with AR. It just goes down. I don't
I
get
mean,
it.
Jonathan Taylor, 32 carries, 125 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Do a heck of a
Yeah,
day. Alec Pierce, 6 receptions, 122 yards, and a touchdown.
yeah, yep.
I
And
I
you
don't.
see it on the field. It's crazy. Josh Downs will get 10 targets a game when Flacco's out there. AR, when he's out there, he may get 3. It's like the guy's really good. Hello. Yeah, it's a totally different offense.
Jarrett, I have to agree. I have to be a partial Colts fan because I live in Indiana.
Yep,
That's just how it
yep,
works.
yep.
Um, Unfortunately, they're almost as bad as the Bears. So, like,
I'm sitting in the same boat, so yeah. I'm the one paddling with you.
did you see this, Garrett? Did you see what Pat McAfee said about the Colts?
Yeah, yeah. Let's touch on that actually. I would like
Oh
to.
wait, I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
I think he. It was one of the first things I seen. Uh, I mean, is he in the wrong for it? Do
No,
you? I mean, I don't think so. I mean, he played for the organization. I mean, he's.
yeah.
I just felt. I don't know. It just felt a little out of line. A little. I guess. I
I
don't want to
mean, I can
say.
see it from that standpoint, but from the other time, now that he's in like a media position,
Yeah,
I
you
kind
gotta.
of
Yeah,
understand where he kind of has a little bit more freedom to say what he feels.
yeah.
Almost.
You. It just seems like a lot of people that played in the sport that they are talking about, they kind of have a soft spot for their team, you know.
Yeah,
But I mean, he was straightforward. I liked it. I respected it.
I did. I did too. I fully agree.
I respected him for it.
Well, going into the other direction now, let's hop into some college football scores
Hmm.
from this weekend. There was a game tonight where Missouri beats Iowa 27-24 and the Music City Bowl down in Tennessee.
Yep. Yes,
Um,
sir.
Looking through here, last week there were some good games. So we haven't got to touch on any of the college football playoff games yet, which I will be
Yep.
interesting. It'll be interesting to hear your takes on some of these. Starting off with Notre Dame IU, a game
Yep.
that was really not close.
Yeah.
You can look at the ending and be like, "Well, they only lost by 10." There was a lot more than a 10-point game all game.
It was never that close.
So, my question for you:
Hmm.
did right?
I'm sorry, there was a cut and out spot. What'd you say?
I said the question that everyone's been asking lately. Now everyone wants to know:
Hmm.
did the committee get it right?
No. And
No,
that's my bold prediction. No, they
they
didn't.
didn't get it right on multiple facets.
Multiple. Multiple.
Tennessee should not have been the 9 seed.
No. Absolutely no. No.
I would have been okay with Tennessee being where IU was down at the 10 seed,
Yes. Yes. That's
or
what I
even
was
at the
thinking too.
11 seed
The
where
11 seed
SMU
was what I
was.
was thinking. Yep. Yeah. Honestly, like we talked about this the last week we were on. I thought Indiana would put up a better game than that, honestly. But it shows who you play, and that's how it goes.
Like, I think they got it wrong by putting IU in.
Yeah.
I think they got it wrong by putting. I, I I don't like saying this because I'm not a fan. I think they got it wrong by putting SMU in over Bama.
Really?
I do.
That's a hot take.
Because,
I
well,
don't
for
think
me,
Bama deserved it this year, man.
out of all the first round teams that won, I feel the trying to think of the word this in a better way. The worst one out of all the ones that won in the first round is Penn State.
Yeah.
Yet you look at what they did to SMU.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, oh, okay. So either
it would have
Penn
probably been
State
a
is
better,
better
yeah.
than what they had seen, or
Yeah.
SMU didn't deserve that spot.
I mean, yeah, I feel there was a spot that they were put on. They were put on the spot with it, yeah. But the big games they did have, what did they do? They did not pull through with it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple games. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough spot. It's a tough decision.
Texas Clemson, 38-24. Texas looked fantastic in this game. And
Yes,
the
they did.
biggest thing in this game to me that I saw was we finally have seen the growth of Quinn Ewers throughout the season.
Yep.
Making smart decisions with the football.
He moved his draft stock up.
I watched Quinn Ewers tuck it and run multiple times in this game, which we hadn't seen much throughout this season.
He looked comfortable. He did.
He did.
In a non-comfortable game. Very comfortable. Because Clemson's no joke. I mean, they're really not. They're not a joke.
No, not at all.
They're really not. I was a little worried when they told us. I mean, like, yeah, you can look at the ranking number, but when I heard that's what we were getting, I was like, whoa. Here we go.
And as we just touched on, Penn State wins 38-10. For me, it was the Penn State defense. That was wow.
Yep. They were jumping off the screen, man. It was crazy. Some of the plays, it was just like, whoa.
Yeah, it was insanity. Looking through some kind of closer teams, Toledo beats Pitt 48-46 and 6 overtimes.
Yeah.
Kansas State beats Rutgers in the Rate Bowl on a comeback win.
Yep.
Bowling Green loses to Arkansas State. That Navy Oklahoma game was good.
I didn't get to. I just seen the highlights, and it looked really good. I wish I would have watched it.
Oklahoma went for 2 to win it instead of kicking the extra point to tie it and didn't get it.
Oh, they pulled. Oh, wow.
They pulled the opposite of what the Denver Broncos did.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, the Saints won because of that, didn't they? Or was it the Redskins?
Yeah.
The Redskins won. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
Arkansas, Texas Tech. My big thing with this game, did you see what the Arkansas lineman did?
No, I did not actually.
There was a pile up on the ground.
On the sideline? On the side? Oh, no, that wasn't the sideline.
In the middle of the field, there was like a pile up after a tackle. Arkansas lineman walks up to the pile, walks up to a Texas Tech player, and stomps on his shin. No penalty flag was thrown. No ref saw it. Nothing. I saw a post today from the Texas Tech player and said that we flat out got beat today by Arkansas, but that's uncalled for. Like, the NCAA needs to take actions.
Yeah, he should be being fined or absolutely. Suspension, something.
It was nuts.
That's crazy. I didn't even see that. I mean, when Ndamukong Suh was known for doing it, he was getting sued. And he was getting fined and suspended.
USC takes down Texas A&M 35-31. Jordan Mailata.
Yep. Looked good.
And then there's Iowa State Miami. And the drama that happened in that one.
Yeah.
Does that hurt Cam Ward's draft stock by doing what he did?
I think it puts more attention on him being a selfless person. But
I think it puts I think it puts more attention on him, but a negative attention.
That's what I'm saying. As in, it's going to put more on him. As in, now they're going to put him underneath the magnifying glass. Yeah, it's going to be a
Are
lot
they going
more
to start
people.
looking at him the way that Colts fans are looking at Anthony Richardson right now? That's my biggest fear. I think Cam Ward is going to be one of the best prospects out of this draft. But if
Yes,
it
out of this
turns out
draft.
in a similar situation with Anthony Richardson, whoever gets Cam Ward might. I almost wonder if Cam Ward might fall a little bit because of this, with it being his last game. Like, I
That would be
don't know.
hard. It'd be hard. You never know. It could happen, but you never know. I could see him still staying. I mean, top 6 at least, but
Yeah,
I don't know. He could fall. He could still fall. You're not wrong.
BYU,
A lot of people
Colorado.
were looking at that negative. They were looking a lot of that
Yeah,
negative anyway. So
BYU, Colorado. I watched this game. Colorado got
yeah,
flat out dominated.
yes, they did from start to finish.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they it just shows you like how good they really were. It really did. They played a real adverse team. They were hard nosed. They really were.
yeah. It was. And as much as I wanted to harp on him because I don't think he should have won the Heisman, Travis Hunter looked fantastic on the offensive side of the ball.
Yes, yes, he did.
The only reason it was even that close, and like 22 is not close. The only reason it was even that close was because of him being in the game.
Yeah, he showed his wheels that game.
Yeah.
That's for sure. He had some speed, man. There was just a big fight with Juwan Jennings and Teron Arnold for the Lions 49ers game tonight. Throwing hands.
So just running through these games quick. Nebraska beat Boston College by 5. That was a very sloppy game. Miami, Ohio dominates Colorado State.
Yeah.
East Carolina beats NC State by 5. And then, of course, we got all the games tomorrow, which we will get into a little bit later at the end. So let's hop into actually our picks from the week. From 2 weeks ago, from week 16. Actually, yes. Let's hop into that first. Yes, except, hold on.
Let me grab my
I don't want to share that quite yet because it has the wrong thing pulled up. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Week 16 picks. As everyone knows, we missed last week because we weren't here.
I hope everybody
Week
had a
16
great
picks.
Christmas, though.
Denver Chargers. Chargers ended up winning. We all missed that game. Texans, Kansas City Chiefs. We all picked the Texans. We all missed that game.
Yeah.
So already a rough start for us fellas. And then Baltimore versus Pitt. You two picked Baltimore. I picked Pittsburgh. So I started off 0 for 3. That was not a fun start.
I thought they were going to put up a bigger fight than that, though, man.
I did too. Atlanta.
I mean, they just folded.
Atlanta played the Giants. Atlanta was the winner. We all picked Atlanta. Detroit, Chicago. You and I picked Chicago. Aiden picked Detroit. Detroit ended up dominating. That was a rough one to watch. Cleveland, Cincinnati. Aiden picks Cleveland. We picked Cincinnati. Cincinnati did get the win.
Yep.
Colts, Titans. Colts got the win. We all picked the Colts. Rams, Giants, or Jets, excuse me. We all picked the Rams, and the Rams were the winner. Commanders, Philadelphia Eagles. You and I picked Philly. What a comeback for Washington, though, in that game. What a game.
I know. That was a game, buddy.
Arizona versus Carolina. Aiden picked Arizona. We picked Carolina. Carolina got the nice win.
Yes, they did.
Minnesota, Seattle. We all picked Minnesota, and Minnesota did win. Buffalo, New England. Buffalo won. We all picked Buffalo. It wasn't a very easy win for Buffalo, but they did get it done.
No, it was not. It was not.
The Raiders versus Jacksonville. We all picked Raiders. Raider did prevail.
Yes, they did.
I realized I put LAR instead of LVR, so excuse me. Miami played San Francisco. We all picked Miami, and Miami wins. Tampa Bay, Dallas. We all picked Tampa Bay. Dallas won.
That was
And
a
then in the
crazy game, buddy. Yeah,
final
that was
game,
crazy.
Aiden and I both picked Green Bay. You picked New Orleans. Green Bay picks up the win,
Yeah.
bringing our totals to last week. You and Aiden tied at 11 and 16, and I went 10 for 16.
I knew
That's
I
a
should
good
have
week
taken
for all
Dallas
of
this
us.
year, though. It is. We've done actually pretty good. Well, you had one iffy week, but I think we've done pretty good with it so far. This next week's gonna be rough, though. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun week.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough, man.
All right.
It's definitely.
So do you want to hop into power rankings next, or you want to hop into?
We can.
All right.
We can jump whatever you want to jump into.
All
Actually,
right.
I'm
Let's
ready to
hop
go.
into power rankings then. The Geiger gauge for this week is going to be an interesting one. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. My top three did change. One spot in my top three changed. My
Oh,
top
really?
three, my list from last week was Bills, Lions, Eagles, Packers, Vikings, Ravens, Broncos, Chiefs, Steelers, Bucks.
And one of your top three's changed, huh?
Well, my top three is all the same. They might have just switched positions.
Just okay. I thought it was another team hopping in. Okay.
Bills, Eagles, Lions, Vikings, Ravens, Chiefs. I did realize now that I'm kind of looking at it. I think actually I didn't forget a team. My bad. Bills, Eagles,
I
Lions,
actually,
Ravens, Vikings, Ravens, Chiefs.
I actually am very. That's crazy. You and I usually are a little off. That I'm really close to where you're at right now. That's crazy.
For me, the
That's
Bills
cool.
are still the Bills. For
Yeah.
me, the Bills are the biggest threat in the AFC.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think even when Buffalo has to go through Kansas City, they're going to beat Kansas City.
I don't know about that.
Allen is finally going to get his win against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
Dude, I don't know, man. I still do not. I don't know. They're still looking very, very healthy, very, very replenished, not fatigued. The whole team. It's kind of scary.
So
We'll see.
we were talking about this a little bit beforehand. For me, there's three teams that are a threat to the Chiefs in the AFC.
And they are. I do want to say that they are.
The Bills, the Ravens, and the Bengals.
Yeah.
Of course, if Kansas City is smart this week, they can eliminate one of those teams by losing.
Yes, they can.
So there's my top six.
I
Moving
think you
on.
nailed that in the coffin.
7, Packers. 8, Chargers. 9, Broncos. 10, Rams. With an honorable mention of the Commanders and Steelers. I was bouncing back and forth between the Rams and the Commanders for the 10 spot, and I ended up giving it to the Rams because of how well they've played lately. And I think the Rams are going to be one of the scarier teams in the NFC as an underdog.
As long as they can keep doing what they did like 2 years ago, yeah, they're doing it at the perfect time again. Yeah.
I mean,
They
if
do
I'm
look good.
anybody in the NFC, like if I'm a Washington Commanders or even a Green Bay Packers, my two underdogs, right? My two dark horses in the NFC right now is Green Bay and LA Rams.
Green Bay. I don't know, man. I'm only going to say this: Green Bay is too young. They're
I do.
just
I
they're
think
not
they're too
ready
young.
for that.
I think when we look at this Green Bay team in the next 2 to 3 years, if
Oh
they still
yeah.
have a lot of the pieces they have now, that's scary.
They're going to be very scary because I'm telling you, what's their average age? It's like 25 to
Yeah.
20. They're the youngest team, so it's like I think they still could put a number in the playoffs. They could win a game or two. You never know. It all depends on Jordan Love, though. It really does. I think it really does.
All right, where are you looking at here for your power rankings?
So my top five is actually just two switch to yours. My Vikings are number one. Bills, two. Vikings are number one. Yes, yes. I
Wow.
told you this two
Okay.
weeks
I
ago.
don't. I don't. I
That's
don't
my
hate it.
hot take of the week.
For me, for
That's
me,
my
you
yep.
either you have the Vikings really, really high in your top five, or you have them
hmm
just out of your top five.
My problem with them is right now is everybody keeps waiting for that fall off, and I'm telling you, every time we think it's about to happen, it's that drive. Sam Darnold. It just happens every. It's like it's
I
supposed to happen this year. I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on with it, man. It should not be happening. All the injuries. This is like the story you want to talk about. At the end of the year, what is a good 60-minute docu-series, right? This year for the Vikings.
It'll be
All
it'll
the
be
injuries.
interesting to see what happens with them next week against the Lions
I think
for
they're going to show who they really are.
for the first place in the NFC.
Yep. And I said it 2 weeks ago. It's going to take place the very last week. That'll be the most watched game, I bet, this year. So
Oh
far.
yeah,
It's going to be a
and he
game,
got
too.
flexed.
Gibbs.
He got flexed to Sunday night.
Yep. I know. I seen that.
It would have been a lot more dramatic if they flexed it to Monday.
I know. I thought they were going to because
I
there was
mean,
talks
I
about
mean,
it.
just imagine you're sitting there all week and like, come on, and then they're like, oh, by the way, now we're playing on Monday night, so now you have to wait a whole another 24 hours.
Yeah, that would have been. I'd have been mad, man.
All right, so Vikings, Bills,
Yeah, Vikings,
Lions,
Bills, and then it's Lions, Eagles, and then my five spot is one of your sleeper teams. It's the Rams. You want to know why?
Rams are
They are
scary.
coming on so. It's almost like watching somebody learn how to do cursive and you realizing they figured out how to dot the T or dot the I's and cross the T's. It's getting scary. They're starting to look like the Vikings when they're going. There is a lot of good NFC teams this year. Usually it's AFC. The
The
NFC is looking
NFC is going to
scary.
be really tough this year, but I will tease my hot take. I don't think any of the NFC teams win the Super Bowl.
Because Pat Mahomes wins the third one in a row? Or
No.
is that not the hot take? Oh man. I could see it happening still. I really do. I really do. I would love to see
So,
a Bills Chiefs game again. I would. I would love it. You know that's
mm,
the game of the year, man. You know that's the game of the year.
mm. So moving in a little bit of a different direction, I want us to talk about. I know we still got a whole nother week left of regular season football. I want to talk about the draft.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to talk about the draft quite a bit because of how much the draft has now changed.
hmm
With the Giants win, this is the new draft order: Patriots, Titans, Giants, Browns, Jaguars, Jets, Panthers, Raiders, Bears, Saints. That's the top
Where
10
the
right now.
where's Dallas at right now? Is it fifth? Fifth? I can't remember. They moved up like 4 spots. I was like, we lost. Like, wasn't it 15 or 6 or 14 or 16? I can't even remember now. Everything's
That
changed
sounds
so much
right.
because the Colts have changed this whole thing. The Giants and Colts game just was like, wow. The
And
Raiders
then
winning.
11 is the 49ers, and
Oh
12
my
is the
goodness.
Colts.
Because there's a lot of 6 and 9 or 7 and 9 teams right now, right? Or
Yeah.
6 and 10 or 7 and 9. Yeah, it's crazy.
Trying to see if I can find a full list. Right now, I'm not able to see one.
Because I know there's like 4 or 5 teams that are the same exact record now because of the 2 win, and then there was 2 losses, and then it's like it's crazy.
This might be what I'm looking for.
You think Cam Ward can fall out of the top 5 then
I do.
after what we see? Yeah, I think that's
After
a
the snafu that they had, I totally see him falling out
Yeah,
of top
it was
5.
kind of weird, man. Like it didn't happen very fluently. Like you would think you'd see it a different way. It just was not comfortable. You're like, what is going on?
Cowboys dropped to 13.
13. Okay. So they went actually down. Okay. Because they were sitting at like 15 or 16 middle of the week,
Yeah.
middle of this. It was weird. Block kick. It's 6-7. Wow. I'm pretty sure Wagner
So
just blocked the extra point.
so if the season ended today, which we know there's one more week left, the season ended today, and you were the New England Patriots, and we had already spoken on this a little bit before the show. Who are you taking at the 101? Who is your guy that you're drafting? Because you know you don't need a quarterback. You have Drake May. The quarterback's not really in the conversation unless you don't trust Drake May, which I do.
I do.
So
Yeah.
now you got to look. What are you going for? Are you wanting some offensive line help because you need it? Are you wanting a stud receiver, stud running back to get the ball to on the offensive end because you don't have one? Or are you looking
I'm
to
gonna say
bolster up your defense considering your head coach is a defensive guy?
yeah. I was gonna
Like,
say
there's
if
a
you're gonna
lot
draft a
of different
lineman,
directions they could go here.
if they go offensive lineman, they better draft or trade back. They better. It'd be smart to do it. Dude, they're deep. You could get a third pick and still know a quarterback's gonna go. I guarantee it now.
Yeah.
But
I
at
think
one,
this
I'm
quarterback
taking Hunter.
class is pretty good. Like,
Yeah. Oh yes. It's
not
one of the
necessarily.
deeper ones like last year.
So the way I talk to some people about it is the high end isn't super duper high, but
No.
there's not much of
But
a
that
drop off between the top end and the bottom end. They're all right
yes.
in there.
Yeah, it's like that middle elite to elite. Yeah. There's a lot of good ones, man. There
Like,
really is.
looking at this list on teams that I think need a quarterback. I mean, Tennessee definitely needs a quarterback.
Dallas needs a. Oh,
Yep.
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Titans, Giants, Browns, Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, dude, do we talk about that? I was gonna bring it up next week. Like, dude,
I
you just paid the guy. They're still watching the
My problem
Clemson
is
tape. I
he's
don't know,
not
man.
winning games.
I know, and he's had no reason. Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, he's had
Yeah.
Evan Ingram.
I,
He has no. There's no reason.
the Jets, I mean, I personally I don't feel like the Jets need to
Yeah.
draft a quarterback.
Uh,
I think Jordan Travis could be their guy. My only
that's the
problem
hot
is
take of the week.
with
That's
his
the
leg
hot
injury
take of
that
the
he
week.
had, how is that going to transpire? Or
Did you just
that
say
was
Jordan Travis? Did you just say that?
yes.
Wow. I
My
wasn't expecting that.
biggest issue because he's I think their third string right now
Yeah,
behind
like
Tyrod
he doesn't
Taylor.
even. Yeah, behind Tyrod. Yeah.
My biggest question right now is was he able to learn enough from Aaron this year to potentially get the starting spot for the Jets next year? I don't know after that nasty leg injury that he had. I don't know how much he's actually able to do.
That was my big thing. He looked good coming out of college, though. A lot of people don't look past the big names, but he's good. He was good.
And I mean,
I just
then you drop
we'll
down.
see.
Carolina doesn't need a quarterback.
No.
Raiders, personal opinion, Raiders don't need a quarterback. I think Aiden O'Connell can be their guy. They just got to get more weapons for him.
I think they need to figure out who's in the room. Yeah, who's first in the room, and then get
They
everybody
need
out.
to bolster their old line. Need to get a certified number one running back.
Yes.
And you need to look at your wide receiver help. You have two tight ends that are beyond this world.
Yeah.
Now you need to start looking at your receivers.
Yep.
Chicago
I mean, Myers
does
can
not
be
need
good,
a quarterback. we need an O lineman or we need a
More than one.
defensive end.
You need more than one, but yes.
And then New Orleans, I don't think New Orleans needs a quarterback. I mean, Derek Carr, I don't feel is that guy. I think Spencer Rattler might be. He just got to work on his accuracy, the interceptions, the bad decision making. That's my biggest issue with him at the moment. Of course, that could all change with an off season. Of course, you get one more off season outside of your rookie year. You're obviously going to be a little bit better. And I don't know.
I would definitely want to get rid of the Derek Carr situation, though. I mean, he shows
I
good games,
agree.
and then he's like, honestly, like his brother. He's a lot.
And then looking at some of these other guys on this list, or some of the other teams, the 49ers, do they move on from Brock Purdy? Personal opinion, no. But I think Brock Purdy's your franchise guy. You just got to stick with him. You got to give him some more time. Then like Cowboys, I think Cowboys need a quarterback.
I think so too.
I think Dak's time in Dallas is done. I think Dak needs to move to either a starting role in another franchise or a backup role at a franchise, or maybe be a backup. Maybe I could see him being a backup for a younger quarterback in the league.
I gotta tell you this real quick. The guy that got shot in the leg, Pascal.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his last name? I can't remember it. He just made he probably made the catch of the week.
Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah, Ricky Pearsall. He just made the catch of the week right there. I did a simulation for 2 years in my Madden game. I wanted to say this about Dak Prescott. I did not touch anything. I left the team as is. Mike McCarthy stayed the head coach. He got traded to the Browns, and he was their starting quarterback 2 years later. Yeah, I thought that was he fits the motto.
He does. And like that's the thing is that he could go. There's a lot of places he could go. I don't think it would be a bad thing for him to go to a place like New England potentially or the Giants and either be a guiding role for a young quarterback or be a backup for a younger quarterback. And because I almost feel like veteran quarterbacks as backups are more valuable than veteran quarterbacks starting over a younger quarterback. Because to me, when you bring in a veteran quarterback to start over your younger quarterback, that does nothing but take away your younger quarterback's confidence. But when you are able to... Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, buddy.
When you are able to bring in a younger quarterback, a rookie quarterback, and potentially start him right away, you don't necessarily tell him you have the starting job, but make him work for it. Make there a QB competition in the offseason during spring training. Not considered spring training, but summer workouts. Make it a contest. Make him feel like he has pressure, but know in the back of your head that he's going to be your starter. And then let that veteran quarterback guide him as his backup. Let him guide him. Like when he comes off the field, let that veteran quarterback sit there with him with the iPad. Go over the majority of the plays that he just ran. If you went 3 and out, let him go through his reads. Like to me, a backup quarterback, a veteran backup quarterback is more valuable than a backup rookie quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. I just feel like there's not 12 quarterbacks better than Dak Prescott, though. And I hate saying that. I hate to say that. I don't
think there is either, but I feel like Dak Prescott's play style, to me, reads more as a backup quarterback for a younger guy that he could lead, but not only lead, or if he has to come into a few games and play and potentially help this team get to a playoff, I think that's the direction.
I feel like if he was in Indy, if he was a Giant, a Brown.
See, that's what I was going to say. If Indy doesn't get Sam Darnold If Vikings let Sam Darnold go and Indy doesn't pick him up, because to me, Sam Darnold's the best scenario for both Indy and for Sam Darnold is for Sam Darnold to be in Indy. Because then Indy doesn't have to use their first round draft pick on a quarterback.
They're not gonna, though. That's the problem. They're not gonna.
There's
no way they can. There's no way they can.
For me right now, Anthony Richardson needs traded.
Dude, you're talking about saying
you're
making sure you're telling the owner and the coaches and the scouts that they really missed big time. You're not even giving me another year. That I don't know if they'll do that. Who have they ever done that with? This fast? I just don't see it happening this year.
My big issue is now it's starting to look like not only is his play on the field subpar, but now he's kind of turning into a toxicity in the locker room.
Jamarcus Russell type.
That does not work. That kills the confidence of the entire team.
Yeah.
It kills the confidence that you have built with your linemen and with your receivers. To me, it is time for
he just doesn't seem like he's
admit they messed up.
Yeah, they did. They missed on it.
It's time for the Colts to admit, oh crap, we messed up. Let's fix this. Let's trade him away for a third-round pick. Trade him away for a third-round pick. Bring in a Sam Darnold, a Dak Prescott, a Justin Fields.
I'm gonna be honest, all three of them. I was just thinking Justin Fields, or that would work. That would be a
Fields and Jonathan Taylor.
Oh,
that is scary.
Oh yeah. No offense. I'm not a Dak hater, but when Tony Pollard was there, that's when he looked his best, and when Zeke was rhyming. Okay.
Yeah.
If you put Fields, Wilson, a Dak, dude, I'm serious. Taylor would. They don't look that bad, man. It all ends in the quarterback. I'm just saying they have a good wide receiver room when they get it healthy. They have a good running back room, and I think their defense could be really good. The Colts could be really good. They could be. It's just AR. I really do.
The Colts need help. The Colts,
big time.
And for me, guess how bad it starts at the top. Jim Irsay is not a good owner.
No.
It starts at the top with Jim Irsay, and then you can just kind of work your way down and be like, okay, you need gone too. And then it stops at the coach. I think they got the right coach. And then you skip past the coach, and then you go and look. Okay, quarterback gone. Bring somebody else in.
There was 2 months ago. It was right after a game. Jim Irsay was doing something at halftime in the game. He was doing something with the kids. They had a cancer thing there. Long story short, he was giving all the kids handshakes, talking to them. They were all standing down in the middle of the field. Shane was standing there with him. They looked like they were not in sync. Like they did not get along in conversation.
It
doesn't surprise me.
The Jim Irsay situation to me, it's a lot like the Jerry Jones situation. Nothing's going to get better in that franchise until he is gone. And unfortunately for those two guys, it doesn't seem like anything's stopping them. I mean, Irsay's had 2. They won't admit it. And he's had 2 ODs. He's OD'd twice.
I was going to say, Jerry, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but Jamie Foxx and him were in training camp together, and he was on a live. If you haven't seen it yet, or if you haven't heard the joke he made on there, he was not joking. He said it straight up. Hand size, foot size, and size. So that's not okay.
No.
It was very awkward.
Yeah, somewhere culture needs to change within both of those franchises. You need someone new in to help lead the team. I think Chicago needs a new owner.
Already?
I don't like the McCaskies.
What? Wait, what? Whoa, wait a minute. I don't like how they do things, but I I feel like they're better than most.
I don't like the fact that they put out a poll and asked what the fans thought about moving to Arlington Heights. The overwhelming consensus was no. And what did
Okay.
they do anyway? They go and buy
Yes.
it. And we all know
Yes.
they're moving.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I do see where you're coming from.
For
That's
me,
that's
that
a
as
that's
an
a step in the wrong direction.
as an owner, the
It's
biggest
about
issue to
yeah.
me when you have an owner is when they don't look at what's best for your team and for your fan base.
Yeah. And that's the number one thing I was going to say. I didn't want to interrupt again. Is you need to know what your fans want, and it's about what your team needs. That's the two, and selling and marketing. That's it. Those are the four things you need to worry about. Get to work, and none of them do it. Snyder's out now. Now we need to get rid of Jerry, and yeah. Anyways,
And my other big one that the owners with Chicago is, I mean, when Virginia Hollis McCaskey owned the team,
I knew you
there
were
were
going to say
still
it.
questionable things going on.
Oh yeah.
And then when it got passed down, I believe it's her grandson that owns it now, or great grandson that owns it now. Nothing
Yep.
has changed.
Nothing.
It's all the same. We draft a
That's
quarterback. We have a head coach. We keep the head coach even when we draft a new quarterback. Oh, let's fire him either at the end of the season or mid-season. Oh, and then guess what? Then let's fire the GM as well, as
yeah.
we've seen
It's like a
with
turnover
Ryan.
rate.
Ryan Poles is still here for right now. How long that lasts, I don't know.
Exactly.
That's my
I
that's my biggest issue with the Chicago Bears
me
is
too.
everything needs to change in our front office. I false.
From the head up.
I
Yes.
don't agree. I like our GM. I like Ryan Poles.
Yes, that's where I was getting at. I'm sorry, he was the GM. I thought he was a shareholder as an owner.
Mm-mm.
That's the guy I like. He just came
No.
in not too long ago. I like him.
When Virginia just passed down the team, I think 2 years ago to her great grandson. I'm not even
Yep.
sure what his name is. I just know I don't like the guy.
Yeah, I don't like him either. It's like a robot. Yeah.
And I'm still not convinced that he's calling the shots.
He's not. No. It would be like if Jerry turned over the team to his son. Do you think anything's going to change? Honestly, you're honest.
Nope.
If something changed, it'd probably
Until
be
it's
the toilet paper, or the paper towel. Yeah.
Until it is sold, nothing is going to change.
No. Nope. Unfortunately.
And that's where this all starts with all these franchises. It all starts at the top.
So can I ask you this then? This is from a fan perspective. I want to know your fan perspective. As a Bears fan, diehard Bears fan, diehard Cowboys fan, I'm serious. I could tell you every man on that team right now. Right now, I'm psycho, okay? Do I keep running because of Jerry Jones and get mad and let them bug me? Or should I just change it and go, just because I grew up that way doesn't mean I have to stay this hard-earned fan and just watch football for football.
That's the hardest part of with the Cowboys and with the Bears as well. I mean,
because it's sickening, dude. I'm tired of it's sickening, man. I'm serious. If there's any Dallas fans listening,
we finally got it right. We don't.
Yeah, that's
They
what I was
find a
going to
way
say.
to
If there is
screw us
any
over.
Dallas fans, if there are any Dallas fans listening, Bears fans listening, Colts fans listening, I mean, there's a few other teams I won't even mention. If you are really happy with where you're going in the organization, you don't pay attention enough. Because it's like as soon as there's a good move, it doesn't make a good enough spot. They made you not pay attention to this. That's the problem. It really is. But I have a gut and a inner feeling I will never let go of Dallas. I will be that guy.
Yep, I will too. So I wanted to. Part of this thing I wanted to do with the draft is I kind of want to give you my rundown of how I see Chicago's draft going within the first round, and then something else.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're in the draft, I want two guys. If end of today we have the number nine pick. I want two guys. One of two guys. I'm either taking
Has it
Kelvin
changed?
Banks
Oh, okay. Yeah.
from
We talked about
Texas at tackle,
Mm-hmm.
but with his size, the speed, the hands, the feet, I'd be okay moving him to guard.
Do you want that left tackle out there you got right now? Because I like right over there. Darnell
I
Wright.
don't either. I don't like anybody right now.
I like Darnell Wright.
I'm okay with Darnell Wright.
Yeah. I mean, he's got no help. Oh my gosh. Sam Laporta's helmet flew. I think you stick Banks out at left tackle, give Caleb a little bit of breathing. Second round, where would you go though then? If you get your solidified guy outside then. Because now you know he's not looking like this. He's not going here in shadows and footsteps.
Round 2, we either need to take a D lineman
Mm-hmm.
or you go and you just get an interior offensive lineman.
Or you see, this is what I was going to ask you. We're going draft, but this is my problem. Free agency, you know you guys are going to be hot. You guys will do it every year. We sit back and watch y'all do it, even though we got usually money. But anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be okay doing something in that aspect of free agency. I would rather see us take a D lineman in the draft and have an interior offensive lineman from free agency because I feel like a D lineman, yes, is very important, but I feel like in order to build this team how we want to build this team, we need offensive lineman first, defensive lineman second.
Can you tell me the top 3 teams right now in your eyes, in your head? Who are your top 3 teams again?
Buffalo, Bills? Philly, and Detroit.
Hey, you said the top 3 offensive lines, huh?
Yep.
And what do they have on defense? A good defensive line. The number one thing to winning is in the trenches.
Yeah.
That is what, and I'm going to be honest, if the Bears can figure out, because there's 3 centers you realize that are ending in contracts, and there's no negotiation as of right now. There's been no talks, no journal, nothing. There's 3 of them. And I'm going to be honest, we need one too. All we need is a few pieces. I think we're a little better than where Chicago's sitting. I do. For 2 reasons. A, expiring contracts. All of our guys are backups, and Trey Lance and Cooper Rush, and you know what I'm saying? I think we're sitting a little better than the Bears if Dak can come back 3/4 what he was. Okay?
Yeah.
CD comes fully back. CD, which I want to make a shout out real quick, and I won't make it long. CD Lamb playing through that shoulder. Did you hear about that? I mean, he played through it. Let me tell you something. That's a tough guy right there, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, if we go first round, I would say if Genty's sitting at 13, you have to take him. And then I hate to say it because I have to admit it. What did I say 2 weeks ago? You can't take a running back that high because they've been running him in the ground. Well, unless you hope that in the second round, if you hope in the second round he's there, there's no way. You can get one from Ohio State. You could get even the guy that's at Pitt, but it's not Genty, dude. That guy changes.
That's my issue at number 9. If he's available at number 9, I don't know what I want to do.
Okay, you're on the clock. 30 seconds left. You got 2 trades calling in right now to go down, 1 or 2, and add another pick in this draft and next draft, okay? Or you can stay at this pick, and you got Banks still sitting there and Genty. What are you taking? That's a rough one. Because I'm going to be honest, Swift.
I'll trade down 2 spots. And hope that one of those 2 is still there. If magically by some freak of nature they're not there,
go with your gut next. Yeah.
Yep. I'm just next guy on my draft board. I'm not even going to think about it twice. Next guy on my draft board. As soon as we are on the clock, I'm not even going to waste any time. First guy that's on my draft board that's left, I'm taking him.
Yeah, because then it shows. Yeah, you're thinking right. Yes, absolutely. I'd do the same exact thing too. If I was the Bears organization, I'm going, you both are amazing. I will take my quarter flip. Heads or tails, call it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I will do it. I think in the first round, I'm going Genty unless somehow Walker is still sitting there, bud. We are one linebacker away. I think if we have another linebacker, I want to trade Trayvon Diggs in the off season. If you guys want him, you could have him. I'll take
I don't need another corner.
Yeah, you better hope Stevenson is going to be good here lately, buddy. He's been like a drunken warrior, it seems like, but not drinking. I think we should make a couple moves. We won't do it though. I feel a lineman for first round. We should go Genty if he's still there somehow, and then my second pick, I want Jackson from the team defensive end. Yep. But I don't think he'll fall that late in the second.
I don't either.
I see the Bears taking him. I see the Bears taking him. I see Cleveland could take him. I could see Cleveland winning this draft in the first 3 rounds.
I could too. Yeah, I
I'm scared about. I'm only saying it because Aiden's not on. Shout out Aiden. Shout out Aiden.
So my last one quick thing before we hop on to make our picks is there was rumor last week, and you kind of touched on it earlier, for the new head coach for Chicago. And there was actually an alert that happened while we were on, but I didn't say it.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. That's why I was laughing. Yep.
Pete Carroll has announced that he has interest in the Chicago Bears head coaching job, which from the get-go was one of my top 2 guys.
I told you I'd take him over the guy you wanted. Yeah.
Well, we also found out today, actually, while we were on here, that there was a head coach that is no longer currently coaching with the team that he was helping.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel has announced he is done with the Browns. So I think those two might have a massive argument over who's going to be the head coach of the 2025 Chicago Bears.
I do too.
And if I'm the Bears, I'm gonna give you an offer. If they both want it, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll pay you less. Will you take that? If one takes it and be like, sure, okay, you can come. Oh, sorry, you didn't respond. Sorry, no.
I'm going to be honest. You guys have never had 2 tandems. What if you sit them both down in the same room and go, Pete, I'm going to give you the head coaching job. Mike Vrabel, you get the defensive coaching job. How about that? How about that? I will pay you both. Because I'm telling you, Mike Vrabel's defensive mind, dude, you would have both aspects, the hands-on on offense and the hands-on on defense. You want your offensive line better? You want your defensive line better? You got both the guys. Pete Carroll at 77 is running around throwing the football, okay? Like, Mike Vrabel is one of those guys you're kind of scared of as a coach. Dude, you guys would – you can't – if you had that deal, you would have to take the shot of, can you both come in the room now and be like, look, here it is. Let's split the contract in half, both of you.
You gave me an idea. So here's my dream head coaching tree in Chicago.
Oh,
the trio. Head coach Pete Carroll, offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, defensive coordinator Mike Vrabel.
You're talking some all-pros over here, bro. That's some dude, you got it. No. Caleb Williams did have 5,000 passing yards.
Pete Carroll wins coach of the year next year. Chicago wins the NFC North next year. If we can draft right, and if we can use the free agency correctly, I think Chicago is 4 pieces away. 5. I think Chicago is 5 pieces away from being legit contenders in the NFC North.
And then we can not break it down so much. What's the 5 pieces you're saying? Coaching, line.
Well, I wasn't including coaching.
Okay.
Players wise. 3 offensive linemen.
Yeah, 3.
A D lineman.
Yeah. All right, so you're letting Sweat go.
Say what?
You're going to let Montez Sweat go? Dude,
I would
can't
feel okay
stand the
letting
guy.
Montez Sweat go because of the young guys we have that are on that defensive line. Javon
Yeah.
Dexter is a
Yes.
beast on the defensive
Dude.
line, and he is young.
Dude, he has got a motor you do not see anymore. Yes, I watched that game last week. He's got a motor.
Zach Pickens, also on our defensive line, I have been impressed with when he gets in and plays. So I would be okay letting Montez Sweat go, whether you trade him, let him go in free agency.
I would trade him.
And I would too. And because I think we could get a third rounder for him.
There was a I'm being serious. Ask Aiden. I have my uncle is in. He does the stuff with the phone calls for the scouts. He runs their people in the office. My uncle's been doing this. I'm not going to say his name though because I don't want to get him. I don't know what could happen. So
yeah,
he is Browns, Chicago area. He is Cincinnati, Chicago. He does all that. Okay. I don't know if I've told you that. Aiden may have told you. I don't know. I was the one that told him Amari Cooper was getting traded 3 weeks before it happened. I know a lot of insider. This is what I'm going to tell you though. When they were talked about when Mike Vrabel was no longer with the Browns, my sources from the family says the reason was it was a heated conversation that he walked out of. So, and that conversation brought up another team. And that was because he announced it. So he didn't say he was getting the job, but he said he was interested in the job. And it was right after Pete Carroll said something about Chicago. So all I'm going to say is, well, maybe he would take even running just the defensive unit. I mean, you got some stud puppies out there, bud. Dude, if there's one team in the league, and I'm not saying this because you're just a Bears fan. I say this every week I'm on here. You get them another starting safety because Brisker is the man. Bird's probably going to walk. Kevin Byard's going to walk. You get one more stud puppy. I'm serious. And then you get that defensive line one more piece that can be like the burst out guy, Khalil Mack type. Fix that O-line, what's going to happen? They're going to come out of nowhere.
I really do think Chicago could be a 12, 13 win team next year.
And in that division, I think even 10
becomes
or 11
even harder than it was this year.
I'm going to be honest, 10 or 11 wins would make it a winning division because you're beating them 2 or 3 more times. Yeah. I really feel like that. Seriously, you guys have one of the best secondaries in the league, one of the best linebacking crews, and you guys are top 10 in every category on defense. But on offense, it's like we can't run the ball and we throw in 5-yard passes.
Yeah.
So what's the problem?
I agree.
O-line, and nothing else. But moving on, I just wanted to say I've never been lied to from that. I've been told by multiple people there was no more communication for 3 days between them. So, which is mind-blowing to me. Vrabel, I mean, why would the Browns do that? Like, what? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
All right. Let's move on to our picks now for the week. We'll start with tomorrow night's college football game. We're only going to do one. Actually,
oh man,
I lied. We'll do two.
We can okay. Go. Do whatever you want.
The two we're going to do is the Alabama-Michigan game.
I knew you were going to pick this one, dude. I knew it.
And then we're going to come down and do the Penn State-Boise State game.
Oh, man, you picked 2 good ones. Now I know why you picked 2. That's good.
I'll let you marinate on that second one. The first one we're going to hop into Bama-Michigan.
Okay. Hold on. Bama-Michigan. Gosh, man. Do I got to, give you a point spread? I hope not.
Nope, just who you think wins.
Oh, man, that's rough, dude. That could go so many ways.
I'm taking Bama.
Oh, man. That's what should happen, though. I'll give Bama the slight edge.
Penn State, Boise State. It's going to come down to, can this Penn State defense show up and stop Ashton Genty? I don't think they can. I think Boise State pulls it out.
But like beats them, like as in
Yes.
like we going in the fourth quarter and it's over. Because I'm going to be honest, that offensive line is very underrated. They are studs.
And I really like the Boise State quarterback. I think he can do some good things with the football.
And he don't need to. That's the thing. So it's like if they do take it away, he can. I know. I think he's good too. He's accurate.
I think Boise State wins.
I'm going Boise State, but I could see it going the other way though.
I could too.
If they smack him in the mouth first quarter, I don't know. That doesn't happen to him.
Wednesday, 3 games, 3 beautiful games.
Yeah, beautiful games.
Ohio State, Oregon. This one will not be close. Oregon wins by 10.
Would you put money on that? Would you bet money on that?
I would.
10 points? 10 points?
I would.
And you're taking Oregon. I think Oregon is the number 1 unstoppable team right now. And yeah, I'm going to have to go Oregon. But if Ohio State gets going in that passing game, it's going to get violent. Yeah. It could get a high-scoring, violent game. It could.
Texas, Arizona State.
That's easy. I can tell you that one.
Yeah, it's Texas.
Yeah, I think they walk on that one. There's my 10 points.
Notre Dame, Georgia. I like this matchup a lot.
Yeah, they all match.
Not for Georgia's sake, but for Notre Dame's sake. I have Notre Dame winning.
What? Yeah, if there's 3 picks thrown, yes. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go Georgia. I'm going Georgia. I think this is the game he's going to shine and boost his little track up.
I don't. I think
I don't like him saying his name. He's horrible. He's horrible.
Carson Beck is awful.
Oh, you said his name. Why?
I did say his name. Couldn't have, but I did.
He's overrated.
21-13, Niners leading. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a game, actually.
Week 18. NFL. Excitement. Saturday. No Thursday games.
Yeah.
Saturday. January 4th. Browns, Ravens.
Aiden's going to take the Browns. Ravens.
Aiden is taking the Browns.
Yep.
I don't know because I don't know who's playing for the Ravens.
Buddy, Lamar is on pace to break the record. They're not going to sit him.
What record? Which one?
So he just passed Michael Vick. If he does another game of 80 rushing, if he gets 80 plus rushing yards and 150, it's the most games in a row of that happening over Michael Vick or Cam Newton. He'll hold that record. It's the consistent of 150 plus yards and no turnovers with 80 rushing yards. Cam Newton did it.
Yeah, I'm taking Ravens too.
Yeah. If he's starting the whole time, oh yeah.
Bengals, Steelers.
Oh. I'm going Bengals, baby. They're taking it home. Steelers show who they are.
Steelers.
Ooh. I'm going Bengals.
Bears, Packers.
They have not clinched yet. They're still being in play, right? They're the one.
Packers? They clinched playoff already.
Oh, man. See, I don't like that. This is going to be the hardest week, like I said.
I'm thinking Chicago because I think Green Bay rests some starters. Actually,
I'm going to say that. I don't see them doing it in the first half. I'm going to say Packers.
I don't think Packers rest their starters because of what the game is and how much the two fan bases hate each other.
Man, I'm telling you, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is running David Montgomery out of Detroit. I'm telling you right now.
I agree. I think David Montgomery is going next year.
He's showing he can be a power back, a scat back. Jeez. Yep. Anyways.
Panthers, Falcons. Falcons win. I believe if Falcons win, they're in.
Is Penix going to be able to pull it through?
It's a Falcons win plus a Buccaneers loss.
The Bucks have to lose. Who the Bucks play though? That's all I need to know, and I could tell you. But
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna go Panthers again. I'm gonna go Panthers because Hubbard's out, Brooks is out, but Bryce Young's been looking good.
Yeah, he has. Commanders, Cowboys, both our Commanders clinch playoff. Cowboys not fighting for anything anymore. I think Dallas gets the win.
I think they could, but man, with no CD Lamb,
Yeah.
no Brandon Cooks is no. I'm going Redskins or Commanders, and I don't like saying that. Not against the rival.
Texans, Titans. I think even if Texans do rest starters, I think Texans are the better team. I'm thinking Texans.
Yeah, I think they're not going to win a playoff game, though. Yeah.
I agree.
They're really soft this year.
Jaguars, Colts.
Ooh. Make sure you
Both
tune
teams
in.
eliminated from playoff. So I think both teams play everybody. I'm taking Colts.
Really? Really?
I am.
Okay.
And I don't think Anthony Richardson plays again. I think Joe Flacco
I'm gonna
plays.
go with I'm going with Jacksonville. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville.
Bills, Patriots. Does Buffalo rest their starters?
They do because they won last week. Remember, they said they get. Yeah, I bet they do, dude. They won, so they got the second spot.
I don't know if it would matter though.
You let
Patriots
Josh
played
Allen
them
go.
close last time.
You would take the risk of losing your whole offense, Josh Allen?
No. What I'm saying is I don't know if it would matter if Bills played or not. If Bills played starters or not, I think they might still win.
I don't know about that, but they're well. I mean, they are that. Yeah, they're good. Their system is good this year. I'm gonna take the
I'm
Bills.
taking Pats.
Oh, okay. I'm taking the Bills.
I'm taking the Patriots because I think the Bills rest everybody.
Oh, everybody. Whoa. They could.
Eagles,
I mean,
Giants. Eagles rest everybody too.
Yeah. I don't know. Saquon's on that. I don't know, dude. He could beat the record. Saquon ain't going out, bro. He beats that record. I got the Eagles, bro.
I do too.
I got the Eagles. He's over 2K.
Saints, Buccaneers.
Bucks. Hands down. They're gonna take the division, and that means that sucks. Wait a minute. What happens if they both win then? Bucks and
Buccaneers get it.
Oh.
I think Saints win.
Dang. Yeah. They could beat them bad, yeah.
Saints are gonna spoil the Buccaneers' fun. Chiefs, Broncos. I think Broncos win because I think Chiefs rest their starters.
I already knew you were gonna say that.
To eliminate Cincinnati.
I think they are gonna lose as well. I think that's the smartest thing they should do this week.
I agree. Chargers, Raiders. I think Chargers get the win.
I think they still have to keep going to stay in it. So yeah.
No, they clinched playoff already.
Yeah, but the spot they're in.
Now they're fighting for a seed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This next one's easy too.
Seahawks, Rams. Yeah, Rams.
Rams. I'm curious to hear what you say on this next one.
Dolphins, Jets. Both teams are eliminated from playoff.
Tua's injury. Yeah.
Personal opinion, I don't think Aaron Rodgers plays.
That's my thing. Like, even if he does, he looks like couch potatoes.
I'm taking Dolphins.
I'm taking the Dolphins. I think we did really good this week.
And then 49ers, Cardinals. I'm taking the...
Oh, that's a rough, hard one right there, buddy.
I think the 49ers win.
Isn't this if they win, they have still a chance if everybody else?
Nope. Both are eliminated.
Oh, yeah, because they lost it. Yep. No. I'm going to take the Cardinals, and they don't make it.
Vikings, Lions.
Yeah. Vikings.
I agree.
Vikings by 7. Watch them. It's
All
going
right.
to show that the Lions are not as good.
Good week. Great week.
Yeah.
A little bit different without Aiden, but we made it work and we had fun. We had a lot to talk about. Or a lot of sports going on.
Yes. Get out and watch them.
Watch whatever you can. It's been wild. A lot of drama in all the sports. I mean, there was 2 fights in the NBA this past weekend.
Yep. Big fights. Yeah.
There was a college basketball player got benched for being out partying at night.
I was going to say, can you touch on that a little bit? You know more about it than I do. We forgot to touch on that.
Omar Ballo played for Arizona last couple years. Transferred to Indiana through transfer portal. Some reports were leaked that he was walking into a bar called Upstairs down in Indy,
local bar,
or down
right?
in Bloomington.
Yep.
Not sure why he was there. Not sure if he was drinking or just eating and watching games. Not sure exactly what was happening. A report came out before their game started at 4 p.m. the following day that he would not be starting. They talked to Coach Woodson when that report came out, and he said he will not touch on anything that happened. And pretty much the way that the interview sounded to me was that he was not expecting him to be out going into that day.
And wasn't that 12 o'clock?
Yeah, he was walking in he walked in the bar at midnight.
That's crazy, man.
And of course, with NIL now, you got to look at how much that player's making. He's making $2 million.
It's insanity.
To be sitting on the bench for making dumb decisions. I was joking with someone was joking with me earlier. They're like, imagine if Bobby Knight was his coach.
Oh, he'd have a chair thrown at him.
That's what we were saying.
Oh man. I won't hold anything up any longer, but to me that shows what more than him. That shows lack of leadership.
But I will say the one thing, I am a diehard Purdue fan, as everyone can probably tell. Diehard Purdue. But I was very impressed that Mike Woodson benched him.
You have to, though, right? I mean,
you would think Mike Woodson. I'm not a fan of Mike Woodson as a head coach.
He's not either.
Some shady stuff the past few years.
Yes, he has.
So I am very impressed that he decided to do that. I mean, when Xavier Johnson was on the team and was getting in fights and everything during games,
and
he wouldn't suspend him any longer than what the NCAA did.
No, that's what I forgot. You were looking from that perspective. Yeah, that was good from him on his perspectives of things. Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, there's a lot of drama going on with all sports. I mean, multiple games this weekend where you win, you're in, you lose, you're out.
Yep.
So get out and watch all the sports that you can. Have a fantastic new year, and we will talk to you in 2025. It's crazy to think about. Well, this does it for Beyond the Scoreboard, episode 13, from my co-hosts Garrett, Jackson, Aiden. We missed you tonight. We'll look forward to speaking with you next week and getting your take on things. This has been Beyond Scoreboard, episode 13. Thank you all for joining us. Get out, watch sports. Have a blessed rest of your 2024 and have a fantastic 2025. God bless everybody and have a great week.
Go Horns.